So I have some collector friends. They're my best collectors of my art, but they're really good friends. And they gave me a call and said, "Hey, would you be interested in painting in two large canvases that we have from a family member, older generation?" And because they wanted to get rid of them and that they were cheap canvases with ugly paintings on them, would I like to paint over them? And of course, I'm like, yes. So this is what I've gotten into, and this is what you'll see when I do this. So I've been slowly, carefully, but giggling as I do it, working on the first one. So let me show you what I have. I had to use a crowbar, right, to get that stuff right there off the back. And then, lo and behold, I got into it, and it is literally this ginormous piece of cardboard that has been painted on. Now, let me flip this around. I don't have it out yet. Oh my gosh, it's so big. I haven't even measured it yet. It's huge, right? Big old square. Oh, I got it upside down. Not that it even matters, right? And I think it's a print, but I'm going to paint over it. I'm going to do it. Pretty excited. Now, the frame, I think, is trashed unless... Yeah, I think it's trashed. I don't know. I might be able to repurpose the frame too and then put it back in. It's a cradled thing. I was disappointed it wasn't a canvas, but that's okay because I paint on anything. Then there is a second one. So let me show you this one. Same size, but lighter. And this one is a canvas, right? It's in a frame, but this one is on a rather narrow but gallery wrapped canvas. And I think it was probably done in like one of those almost factory manufacturing situations where artists sit there and they have this one part they do and then they send it down and the next one does it. Probably. That's what it kind of looks like, but it's a real painting. So, I don't know how I'm going to get that one out of the frame, but this ought to be an interesting situation. So in this video, these are the things I have going on. Now, true to form and definition of being a squirrel sometimes, I also have this that I'm messing with. See that? This came in a furniture shipment, and it's cheap. Like, it was built to just like be thrown away, but it's really heavy. So I have spray painted it black. It's like cheap, crappy chipboard something. Even these little pieces right here that are stapled on, there's some kind of like cheap craft wood, right? So I've spray painted it black, and I think I'm going to use it as like a prop up display. So I'll put some attachments on. I'll figure that out. I have thoughts already. So I'm repurposing this at the same time. This is what you do on a cloudy, warmish kind of day in my world. I'm sneaking up on my canvases that are in there in my studio because I really want to paint too. But the curiosity of these things, it's killing me. You know what it did to the cat. And what am I going to do with a giant piece of cardboard like this? How do you even set it up to paint on it? I might end up cutting it into smaller ones and maybe just keep the other large canvas large. Well, let's see how it goes. So the unveiling begins. Let me see. It took me forever. Ah! Come out. Wherever you are. What do you do with such a thing? It's definitely... This is paper, print paper, so it's art paper that has been well sealed onto cardboard. Man, when I do it, I don't think it's that permanent. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. On to the next one, I guess. So this one, I don't even know. Like with a crowbar, I can't even get it out of there. What did they use? Did they have Gorilla Glue way back then? Oh man. I might have to take the frame apart. I don't know how to do this stuff. Do you think I could paint it and the frame? What? That would certainly give it a history, would it not? I just might. I hate to take the frame apart. And it's glued on there, man. I don't know how you do that. I could paint the whole frame. Well, this means I have to start in acrylic, I suppose. Huh. Well, Mr. Bird, you're going to go. Can you imagine having that painting? This is the only thing in the painting is the bird in the sky. Having that look down at you. I think it was hanging over someone's mother's bed. Kind of interesting. Oh yeah, I might just play with it as a whole thing. Wish me the best as I put them away and clean up the mess I have made. Sometimes I don't know. So here's where I've landed. I have decided that I am not cutting that other board into smaller pieces. It's sturdy enough, I'm going to paint right on it. Now what I'm doing is very patiently plucking the staples out of this backing board because it's the right size. It's already cut. It's an old Windsor art product. That's kind of cool. I know that. I've heard that brand, huh? And I'm doing this. I'm doing this for all my little people, granddaughters and their friends. And you know what? I'll save the world one piece of cardboard, one frame at a time. And I know it's not water, but it's something. I love recycling. I have a whole new respect right now for people who restore houses, furniture, anything like that, because it actually requires a little bit of patience. Who am I kidding? A whole lot of patience and tenacity and a way overdose of curiosity, because I think average people would just stop right now because they're like, this is too hard, I'll just go buy a canvas. Nope, nope. I'll paint on anything that's not nailed down. And actually, if it is nailed or stapled, I might pluck them out and still paint on it. What do you think of that? I just bent the cardboard. That's how old it is. This is an antique for sure. Wow. Anyway, here we go. Next, you'll see me attacking that piece of cardboard with the print glued to it so well. Like, I can't even match that kind of adhesion. Yeah. And I'm gonna actually sand the frame back a little and paint over it with I'm thinking a flat black. Because it had this weird sticky protective coating thing on it that's peeling off the corners. I'm gonna try to use that too. See you in the next reel. So I'm inside now, and what I did was I salvaged the big piece of cardboard that was behind this one, painstakingly plucked the staples out so I could recycle that too. So why not, right? This is all about repurposing. This is all about not throwing it away just because it's old. Oh, should never do that. So, and even if it's cheap, make it more valuable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint on this with acrylics first. Do some texturing and whatnot. And then I'm going to collage some paper parts onto it. Like, I'm just going to give this a surface so it's just not that print paper anymore. It becomes more of something. Eventually, hopefully, I can sand back, or maybe not sand back, paint that frame that it came in, that cradled cheap frame, give it new life, new value. And man, what a story this is going to have if it turns out. If it doesn't, I didn't waste anything. I tried, right? All right, so I'm going to start painting, and I'm going to use some old. These were given to me by a very dear friend, and it's Crafter acrylic paints, and they are very fluid. So I'm going to use these because I don't normally paint with them. I am now. I have them, and I love it. And so here's the palette I'm going to use. I'm going to use white. I'm going to use this orange for the red tone. I've got black, of course. Then I've got a blue and that's actually a fairly pale yellow. It's not a primary. It's kind of a pale. Ooh, I don't want to use all that up. I like that. So I'm going to start with all that, and we'll see how this goes. Hope you stick around. So let me give you an update as to where I am. The first big one I was just working on is drying on the floor in there in my studio. I have the second one out here, but I want to show you. On that first one, I ended up rolling paper towel roll across it. This is going to be some great collage paper to put on. I'm super excited about that. So this is out here drying. So that's what I'm messing with right now. So I'm taking spray paint. So I've decided that this one is going to be spray painted, and I'm going to paint the frame just like it's part of the picture. So I'm just giving you an update, and then I'm going to go back at the other one while this one dries, and I want to do some stenciling and collaging, and then that will be a playground that is ready for a painting, hopefully. All right, check this out. So here they are, what I've done so far. I've used up all of my cans of spray paint except for 2 little bits of white. Look at those little scratch marks. They're kind of cool, right? And then here's this one. Really should have had a mask on doing this. I thought the breeze was going to carry this stuff. I'm probably covered in spray paint. I shouldn't use spray paint. Anyways, this is where I am. And now I'm going to go back in as these dry, and I can do some stenciling or playing on them again. So, oh shoot. Let me show you where I've landed. I've been busy painting and actually forgot to cut my camera on, but I'm at a stopping place for today. So, but I want to take you in close and talk about what I've done. So again, you have to bear with me. Okay, let me move this bottom one out of the way here. So this is the one that was a print and on fine art paper, and I took it apart. I'm hoping to salvage the frame. I've been collaging, and I'm stopping there because I want that to dry. I also want to put in some tissue paper, which I absolutely love in my paintings. These are pieces of paper towels that I use on my acrylic palettes, and when the paint bleeds through, sometimes you get this crazy looking color mixings. And what I really like is that the paper towel itself puts texture in my painting, and I can sometimes let that texture come through. Now these, the circles, that's acrylic markers. Let's see what else is going on. I didn't use crayon in this one. I did in the next one though. But I did apply spray paint to this one, which I hadn't intended to. Kind of lost it. It just changed totally. And that's okay, you know? All right, so let me pull this one down. Sorry for the movement. And we'll put this one up. So now I'll show you this rascal. This is the one I was spray painting outside. I don't know if this light helps or not. There we go. That's all the same. This is the one I was spray painting outside, and then I took crayons to it. See the crayon pieces? That purple there? There's some other crayon bits and parts. Some of them have already been covered up. And then, see, that's green crayon with green acrylic marker around it. So and that's all yellow crayon swooping around through there. And it was fun, I'm not gonna lie. Now, that white zone right in there, that was me taking the tracing paper off my wet acrylic palette and slapping it up there. So that is where I have landed with these two pieces of old painting surfaces paintings. I've taken them apart and I am giving them new life. And it's wild. That's what I'm going to do. And get this. Guess what I'm going to do after. So after I am finished making these play boards, they were both in turquoise and blues. I'm going to bring the blue back in. Yes, I am. I don't know what as, but these will be in behind it, underneath, popping through, that kind of thing. So that's what I've been creating today. Just seeing if I could. So far I can. Now tomorrow I may prove myself wrong. It's a new day. Anyways, if you made it all the way to the end today, thanks. Man, you're the best. You're a good fan, and I hope I didn't bore you too much with what was going on. And my philosophy for today, whatever, is don't throw it away just because it's old. Don't forget about it just because it's old. Oh, that applies to everything in life. These two pieces are going to have quite a story to tell when I'm done, I hope. So, as I always say, man, I hope you take time to create something today. It is so good for your soul. And here, it'll make you feel good. It doesn't require talent. It doesn't require anything. Just make something. If you take a tissue and start twisting it into sculpture, do that. Do something. And do it with a purpose. Like, ooh, I'm playing, and then suddenly, next thing you know, time has gone by, and you released something, and it was good for you. Give it a try. It's good for you. Hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll keep you updated on this rascal and the other one. Bye.